I wanted to talk to you about when it is a good idea to move closer to a problem. Difficult relationships have energy. You can feel it. And that energy is often driven by the issues and the problems that are avoided, the feelings that are stuffed, the disappointment, the anger, the hurt, the resentment, all of those things that are felt or that you don't allow yourself to feel, and then you just stuff them down and they go somewhere. And often they come out in reactivity, overreacting to little things, or maybe underreacting to big things, or maybe they come out onto other people. We call that displacement. And there's that old story about the dad goes to work, the boss yells at him. He comes home, yells at the mom yells at the kid yells at the dog barks at the cat, and the cat chases the mouse. It's like everybody, I don't know what the poor mouse does. Everybody takes their energy out or their aggression out onto someone else. So in these relationships, when we have issues that haven't been resolved, and we have feelings that haven't been felt or haven't been expressed or haven't been dealt with, we have that anxious energy, that kind of that edge or that stuff that's just kind of, hanging around inside of us. Oftentimes you can feel it. I know that there are certain relationships in particular where you're around that person and you're just hyper aware of the feelings that you have or the things that you can't say, or maybe the feelings that that person has toward you that haven't been expressed, but you know what they are because maybe they've been hinted at. There's been like kind of self sarcastic digs, or maybe you know from somebody else who's told you that, this person's mad at you, this person doesn't like you, or maybe this is like decades of somebody mistreating you. Maybe it's a parent or a sibling, and you've just always taken the passive role and you've never dared to bring the situation up. Now, I'm going to tell you that, I have lots of videos. I have a devotion that is 365 daily devotions for Christians in difficult relationships. I want you to think of these things like a tool in a toolbox, and you're going to pick this up at the times that it is appropriate. This may not be appropriate for the really dysfunctional, toxic relationship in which you've tried to talk and you've tried to confront issues and you've tried to get help, and it goes nowhere, and it only ends up hurting you more when you bring anything up, when you say anything, when you do anything with it. So please be wise, exercise discernment. In Al Anon, we used to say, take what you like and leave the rest. Use discernment. What is this appropriate for, and what is this not appropriate for? I want to talk to you about when it is appropriate to move closer toward a problem. It could be in your personal life, just you saying, you know what, I have not thought about this. I've not tried to make a decision about what to do in this relationship or what to do about the abuse that's happening from my adult child to me or from this friend. I've just sort of passively gone along with it. I pushed it under the rug, swept it under the rug, pushed it under the table, just avoided it. But I know now's the time for me to do something about it. So I want you to use this for the things that you need to use it for, and keep it as a tool. So it basically is talking about moving closer toward the problem, toward thinking about it, admitting the feelings that you have. It may be opening up a conversation with this person that you've avoided, or this subject that you've both agreed to avoid for decades. Or it could be an argument or a problem that you had with a close friend that you just sort of fell apart. It might even be recent, but you know that that energy is there, and until it's addressed, there's no chance for healing and for the relationship to go back to where it was or to improve. So it may be letting that person know how you feel. It may be bringing up the topic and asking that person, how do you feel about this? Or it may just be saying, can we talk about this? Now, it could also mean you making, like I said, that decision, like looking at that relationship and starting to move in the direction of doing something about the problem. So I might not be talking to that person yet. It might be revealing hurt to somebody who's really hurt you, and you've pretended like there wasn't any hurt, like everything was okay, but you know that that hurt is there and that it's causing division and that it's causing pain in the relationship, and you know that you need to do something about it. The first step is scary. It's scary to risk that vulnerability. It's scary because that person may, say, no, I don't want to talk about it. Or that person might use as an opportunity to go off on you and get angry and tell you things that hurt even more, or refuse to talk to you about it. It's okay that you're taking a risk as long as you know what that is and you're ready to face it. It's good and healthy to step toward a problem rather than away from a problem often. Like I said, I gave you those exceptions, but moving closer means that you're going to approach the relationship differently. You're going to say, I'm not going to keep doing it this way. I'm willing to take this risk to move the relationship. Could be in the direction of saying we can't agree and we're going to break up, or it could be toward healing. It could be just you getting rid of your energy that you have, that you feel around this person because you've never said the truth. You've never told this person the hurt or the pain about what you went through. Or maybe it's disclosing a long held secret. Sometimes that can be it. That energy that just is in you that needs to be let loose. It needs to not be contained. So moving closer is often what you need to do in a relationship. Like I said, uh, there are exceptions. So it doesn't mean that the relationship's instantly healed. It only means that you're making some kind of progress. This could just be the beginning of talking about it. Maybe it's unspoken things amongst your siblings about your family of origin that you all grew up in, but no one has ever talked about it. Maybe it's you that needs to have that first conversation with the safest sibling or with a parent that you've never said anything to. Talking allows it to come out. Talking allows it to heal. Talking allows the other person to be accountable, to know the truth, to know how they've impacted you. Talking about problems, going to people is scriptural. We know that in Matthew 5:23 through 24, Jesus said that if you are offering your gift at the altar and there remember that your brother has something against you, leave your gift there in front of the altar. First go and be reconciled to your brother, then come back and offer your gift. So if you remember that somebody has something against you and you haven't talked about it, you haven't brought it out, just go do it. Let's open up that conversation. And then Matthew 18:15 through 17, that's the Matthew 18 principle is when somebody has harmed you or somebody is caught in like sin or in a situation where they need to be confronted, where you're to go first to the person. And then if the person doesn't listen, bring someone else with you. Maybe that's a pastor, an elder, a friend. Maybe it's asking that person to go to a therapist. And then if that person doesn't listen, then sometimes it is bringing it before an elder board or multiple, like a group situation. If you have a small group, then be very careful because you don't want to shame people. You don't want to blow things up. You don't want to blow up their life. You want to do this when it's truly a biblical move and your motives are correct and you're doing it for the right reason. And just be careful. But there are times that people have told me, I've done everything I can, like in a marriage, and yet they'll say boundaries haven't worked. I can't, I've talked to my spouse and we're just completely apart and there's nothing. And then I say, who have you told? and there has been times where a person has been on an elder board or in ministry. I've said, have you brought it to anyone else on the board or anyone, the pastor that the person is under? It's like, no, I don't want to blow up their reputation. It's like, well, it's biblical to do that. And it's like moving closer toward a resolution, like moving closer to the problem instead of covering up that secret. Maybe it needs to come out, needs to have light shown on it, which we're told to do. Just you think about after prayer, discernment, other scriptures together. When it is time, just put this in your toolbox. When is it time to move closer toward a problem instead of continuing to avoid it? So I hope this has helped you. Thank you for watching and listening to Change My Relationship.